in order to answer this question, I'm going to shamelessly steal some lines, some of the best lines ever written for a TV show in the 80s. Let's see if you can pick up on them. But the question was, why is it if the US dollar collapses that a bunch of other countries are going to collapse along with it? And it's because money is a commodity, and the American dollar is the best brand out there. It's the best brand going. Everybody wants it. And people who have it can make more dollars by lending it out. And lending a little bit of money to somebody to buy a house isn't going to make you isn't going to make you a multi-gazillionaire. But maybe if you lend it to other countries, well, that's another matter entirely, because the loans are much bigger. And the interest that needs to be paid back is also much bigger. There's a book by, called The Confessions of an Economic Hitman by John Perkins. It's a good book. It pretty well sums that up, how that system plays out. So anyway, when the dollar sneezes, the world catches a cold. And that's exactly what happens. Because so much of the world economy, right? In other words, the people of the world convert things to dollars because lots of goods are denominated in dollars. And so it's created this false existence that everything has to be done in dollars. And if you want to buy oil, you've got to buy dollars. If you think that like for example, Putin, politics aside, whatever you think of the man, doesn't make any difference. He's not an idiot. And when he says you need to first buy Russian rubles first in order to buy Russian oil and gas, that allows them to export their inflation to people without raising the price. So the price of the oil and gas, for example, can look like it's stable, although you're having to pay more and more for the currency. You're having to give up more and more and more for the currency. You're having to pay higher interest rates to keep borrowing these rubles or these dollars, right? Well, that's how that system works. And it's complicated. Allergies are messing with me. It's complicated to try and explain this stuff. I've spent years trying to explain it. There are professional economists that I've run into that don't understand some of this stuff. And they do it for a living, and they still don't understand. It's because this stuff is designed to be needlessly complicated so that people can be ripped off. It's a very complicated scam, and it's done on purpose to make sure you don't see how you're being scammed. Right? It's Ocean's 30 or whatever it is nowadays, or Ocean's 535, right? Ocean's 537, actually. That's what it is. It's a very clever scam being done so that people lose all of their spending power, while at the same time, the people who still have dollars can pontificate and virtue signal about how, well, you just have to work harder and buy fewer lattes and don't eat avocado toast and all this other bullshit. And these people, and of course, that's why these people are terrified. I mean, not to blow my own horn here, but there's none of them that would be able to stand for even 10 seconds. Actually, well, that's probably an exaggeration. They couldn't handle 30 minutes debating me publicly. I don't even need notes. I don't even need to keep notes. I can destroy these people. Left, right, center, doesn't matter. Because as soon as I start talking about the origin of the currency, they all scatter. Because they can't answer those questions, because the people who pay them dollars, the people who write their checks, will cut them off. They'll say, we're not giving you any more dollars then, because if you're not going to protect our scam, then we need to have you go away. That's what the Orange Man is for. That's what the Silver Alert guy before him was for. That's what all these other people out there, that's what this whole scam is about. It's just that's why they all work for the same people. That's why spending will never get cut. Never. It doesn't make any difference who you vote for. Voting doesn't matter in this situation, because you're not voting for those people. Those people are owned, controlled. One of the best ways to find out where someone's loyalty lies is find out who they owe money to.